I've been running all my life, I ain't never gonna stop. I've been running all my life, trying to get to the top.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You already know today we're doing another video. Shout out to all the fathers who are out there watching and listening. Shout out to you all. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to my very own father. This video is dedicated to him. I know he's going to be watching this. He's probably surprised about this, but this video is dedicated to him. I want to shed light and give him kudos to what he's done for me in my life, and also share his story. If you've never heard his story, just a little bit of it, of his story and how he came to where he is today, honestly. But I wanted to start this off by telling you all a little bit about my father. So my dad, he is from the island of Jamaica. And growing up, he grew up with his grandmother. His grandmother kind of taught him a lot of things, especially when it came to God. But in his later life, he lived with his dad and his stepmother. And growing up as a kid, me growing up as a child, he always told me stories about his life in Jamaica and different things he had to go through. And when I was in high school, I started making music. And you might be like, well, how does this tie in with your dad? I'm getting to that part. Growing up, I made music, and in high school, I started making music, and then it transitioned into college. When I was graduating college, I believe it was during COVID, I came up with an EP, mixtape, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know the difference, honestly. I probably should, but EP, mixtape, it was just 4 songs that I put together and I came out with. And one of those songs was called Running. And you might be like, what does that have to do with your dad? I'm glad that you asked. My dad grew up in Jamaica, as I already said, but he was a track star. He doesn't like to admit it. And I think that if he never met God or became a Seventh-day Adventist, I think that he would have been better than Usain Bolt. But, I would just say that because he's my dad. So, yeah, I'm gonna say that. Anyways, back to the main story. So made music, and I made the song called Running. And the song is about my dad's journey through life and how he's been running his whole life. And I want to play some clips for you and kind of talk through it a little bit and just explain why I wrote this and kind of the meaning behind some of the clips that I have of from this song. So I'm gonna start off with the first part, and then I'll tell you all about it. And I won't really go through the whole song. I just want to get through the first part, and I want to get through the hook, because the hook is the part that really means the most. And in your free time, you all can go listen to the whole song, but I really wanted you all to hear this part because it's really important. The gentleman.
It was 1968 when I hopped out the womb. No dad on the scene, only mom in the room. On the streets of Jamaica, it's where I was raised by my grandma and her God that she always praised. On the track running laps, I spent most of my days. No, really, I thought that it would one day get me paid. I put my all into running, cause the track was my home. Running was my God and the track was my throne. On this one particular day, I was to be crowned king. My dad, who never saw me run, said this one thing: your mom's in the car and your siblings too. Headed off to church, don't keep them waiting on you.
So that whole first verse that I wrote about my dad, there was a day in Jamaica where he was scheduled to run for the track team that he was on, And to make a long story short, because this is really a long story, and even in the song I made it a shorter story, but long story short, that his dad, who was not someone at the time who attended church or anything, told him that he had to get in the car to go with his sister and his stepmother to church, and they were going to church on Saturday. And he was like, what? That's not something that I do. I gotta go to this track meet. But he listened to his dad, even though he didn't want to. He was mad, upset because he was missing his track meet. But he listened to his dad, and he got in the car, and that was a turn of events. Kind of that day was a turn of events for where he is now. And really changed his life around. And so he went, and so in the song, the hook says, I've been running all my life. I ain't never gonna stop. I've been running all my life trying to get to the top. I know I can make it. It's right in my view. Just gotta hold on, and I can make it through. So that was the hook that I made. And it just symbolizes how my dad started running for track meets and things like that, and he was really good at it, like really good, and he doesn't like to admit that, but I think, like I said, I think he was probably one of the best in Jamaica at the time. But now he's no longer running on the track, he's running for Christ. My dad is a pastor, and he ministers, and he just loves to give back to the community, wherever he is in the community. And I just commend him for all that he's done in my life and in the lives of others that he's been able to touch and that God has been able to work through him. So if you ever get the opportunity, I really do encourage you to listen to the whole song, because there is a story throughout the entire song, and each verse is really important. And I think that this is a great song, not just because I wrote it, but it's because it's about one of my favorite people in the world, my dad. And it's a really great song. And it really just tells the story of how he started running track, but now he's running for Christ. So if you ever have the opportunity, go listen to the song, check it out. Leave a comment down below what you think about the song after you listen to it. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go straight to the song, you can listen to it. But that's the video for today. I want to just say thank you. I know my dad is watching this. He always watches my videos. So I just want to say, Dad, thank you for being a great father and a role model for me. And like I said, shout out to all the other fathers who are out there, and happy Father's Day. You already know what I'm about to say. Share it with your dog, your cat, your neighbor, your best friend, and anybody else that you know that is celebrating Father's Day on today. Thank you all for watching, and you already know what I'm about to say. Say it with me. I'm out. Woo, woo, woo.
I've been running all my life, I ain't never gonna stop. I've been running all my life trying to get to the top.